Let me tell you about a story happening right here in America, and it's one you need to hear. It's about a 27-year-old woman named Jessica Miller, living in Houston, Texas, who has been accused of deceiving men all across the country. Behind her smile and glamorous lifestyle is a pattern of manipulation that has left families broken, bank accounts drained, and hearts completely shattered. Jessica first showed up on dating apps a few years ago. Her profile looked perfect: luxury handbags, fancy dinners, vacations in Miami and Las Vegas. She seemed successful, sophisticated, and independent. But neighbors at her Houston apartment complex tell a different story. They describe her as secretive, often seen with different men, coming home with shopping bags, dressed head to toe in designer clothes. One resident said, "We don't know what she does for work, but she always has new things and men waiting at her door." Her method, investigators say, is simple but powerful. She targets men who are financially stable, often middle-aged, sometimes divorced, sometimes even married. She starts off sweet, always texting, FaceTiming, sending photos, making them feel like they're the center of her world. And then, the requests begin. A sick mother who needs surgery, a lost wallet and unpaid rent, a dream of opening a small business together. Each story is crafted to pull at the heartstrings, each request urgent. One man in California admitted selling his car to send Jessica nearly $25,000. He believed they were planning a future together. His wife eventually discovered the transfers, and their marriage collapsed. Another victim, a software engineer in Texas, sent close to $40,000 over just 6 months. He said, "She made me feel like a hero, like I was saving her life. But the moment I stopped sending money, she disappeared." Jessica blocked his number, deleted her accounts, and was gone without a trace. Across the country, men tell nearly identical stories. Stories of being showered with affection, promised a future, and then betrayed. The money is gone, but the shame often cuts deeper. Therapists say men in these situations feel humiliated and isolated. Many never come forward because they're too embarrassed. One counselor explained, "They stay silent, and that silence allows the scammer to keep doing it again and again." Back in Houston, neighbors say they've seen luxury cars pulling into Jessica's complex at all hours. They recall loud arguments, men storming out late at night, and shopping deliveries arriving almost every day. One neighbor said, "I once heard shouting about money through the walls." The next morning, the man was gone. Never saw him again. Experts warn that Jessica's case is just one example of a growing epidemic. The FBI reports Americans lost over $1 billion last year to romance scams. The formula is always the same: build trust, play with emotions, then exploit that trust for money. And in some cases, these scammers aren't even working alone. They're connected to organized groups who share scripts and strategies to maximize profits. Jessica Miller may be the name people are talking about now, but she's not the only one. Across the country, there are countless others running the same playbook. The scam works because it takes advantage of something deeply human: the desire to be loved, the hope for companionship, the need to feel special. Victims often say the same thing: "I just wanted someone to care about me." But that desire has cost them their savings, their dignity, and sometimes even their families. So here's the warning: never send money to someone you've only met online. Be cautious of urgent requests. Pay attention when the stories don't add up. And if you think you might be a target, report it right away to the Federal Trade Commission or the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Jessica Miller's story is a painful reminder, but it can also be a lesson. Love should never come with a price tag. Trust has to be earned. And sometimes, the person on the other side of the screen is not who they claim to be. If this story opened your eyes, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends, because you never know who might be the next target. Together, we can spread awareness and stop scammers from destroying more lives.